This home came with a brick fireplace and a built-in buck stove. A buck stove, for those of you who don't know, is a heating appliance that generally burns either wood or coal and can heat up a small home. In our case, ours had been decommissioned. The chimney had been sealed off, so it just sat there. The missus wanted to put in a natural gas fireplace. There were two cost issues with that. One is prepping the entire chimney to accept it, and two, trying to get a gas line through the several layers of brick to the firebox. So that project got put on hold until just a few months ago when we finally took out the buck stove and the missus came in and cleaned out the flue, painted the firebox and brick, but she still wants a decorative fireplace. That leads us to this product. Thanks to the Home Depot Seeds program, we're looking at a box that contains a 23-inch fireplace log set with infrared heat and remote, weighs about 19 pounds, uses 120 volts, consumes 1500 watts when used for heating, and is meant for indoor use only. Let's crack open this box. To make things a little easier on us, I opened the bottom of the box, so all we really have to do is lift up. We get an instruction manual, some padding on both sides. We're looking at the back of the unit. Heater, light source. You turn it around. This is the front. Light source is 3 different levels. The heating is thermostatically controlled. You can turn it on or off. But if we look on the side here, we have a power switch, off, on. In the on position, the remote control can control this unit. In the off position, it's just off. The remote won't do anything for you. In the on position, you can set the thermostat, which is this control here. Then we have a button to turn on the heat and one to turn on the lights. There are 3 levels, low, medium, and high. It always starts in high. Here's the remote that's included. It has a power switch. Now this on and off will turn the unit on and off, but it will not operate unless the unit is actually in the on mode. Then you can turn it on and off with the remote. If the unit is off, you cannot turn it on with the remote. It's just the way it works. Your light levels for the flame, you have 3 settings for that. And then if you want heat, you hit that. You can't control the amount of heat. That's done by the thermostat that's on the unit. And by the way, they did include 2 AAA batteries for the remote. Here's our electric fireplace inside the firebox. 2 things that I notice is, one, the extension cord is kind of short. We're able to come off of it and just get about that far. And then I put a 12 gauge wire extension. It's only 2 feet long, but it's a really thick wire, so they advise you not to use an extension cord, but I needed to because they don't give you a lot of cord to work with. One other thing I'm noticing is that they used shiny metal underneath where the heat would blow out, and that's quite visible to me. What you do is you come in here, you flip the on switch, and the unit comes on. There's a little bit of noise that the motor makes, and you can see that there are flames dancing on the wall. Depending on where the thermostat has been set, it could start generating heat. You can have your remote control, and at this point you can switch the light so now the flames are a little dimmer, or they're really dim. And then it just cycles back on to high. Then the other button is to switch on the heat. I don't hear any real noise like a blower going, but maybe it's not on because the house is pretty warm. It is summer after all. And of course, I can just turn it off from here. But again, you have to leave the power switch on in the fireplace in order to be able to use this. So let's turn off the light and see what this thing really looks like. So there it is in high. It does emit a low hum. And there is our medium, and then low setting for the flames. I think most people are just going to go with the high. It gives it kind of a nice ember look to it. And because it's reflecting off of the back of the fireplace, it has some realism to it. There's no crackly sounds of flame, which I think is okay, because I would imagine that the sound of crackles and pops would get annoying after a while. You can see a red glow. The heater is on. And there's some fan noise associated with that. If I go through the remote, so I've turned off the heating element. That's going away. The fan is still going because it's dumping out that heat. So would you find this annoying if you needed heat? Perhaps. We're not going to use it for heat. We're just using it for decorative purposes. So once that cycles down, like right now, then it's pretty quiet. I do hear a little grinding sound about every 3 seconds. Here, listen to it. If that annoys you, don't buy this. But if you like the cozy look of a fire, without the heat, without the ashes, without the cleanup, and you don't mind a little noise, then this might be the electric fireplace for you. Couple of issues with this electric fireplace. The extension cord is fairly short. It's about 5 feet. And instead of coming out of the center so that you can have equal run whether you go right or left, it's all the way on the right-hand side. So in our case, we use up about a foot of wire that we really need to get to the outlet. 2, the grate down here for the electric heat is shiny, should have been a dark color to match the rest of the fireplace. And finally, there's that little grinding sound that we hear every few seconds, and that may or may not be annoying to some people. Otherwise, it's got a nice grate to it. It looks like it's metallic. It's plastic, and you can't get burned unless you stick your fingers in there and you're running the heat. But otherwise, when it's cold, it's just decorative. If you found this video interesting or useful, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, join the subscription team, and as always, thank you ever so much for watching.